Let's talk about StarCoder Plus and StarCode Beta. StarCoder Plus is a new large language model from Big Science. It's the same group that released Bloom and also StarChat before. It's a research wing from Hugging Face, and it has released a new model called StarCoder Plus. This is the second version of the StarCoder family of models, and this model is fine-tuned with Falcon's dataset. Everybody seems to be interested in Falcon, and this model has taken the refined web data that the Falcon team had released, and they have fine-tuned it on top of it, and then they've released StarCoder Plus. And they've also released an instruct fine-tuned model or instruction following model, which is called StarChat Beta, where you can actually ask questions. And the good thing about this model is it's not only a coding model, even though the name says StarCoder Plus, StarChat Beta, respond to coding questions well, and it can also respond to normal questions well. And that's why this model has a unique position where you can use this model and deploy it in your organization if you want to use it for, let's say, multiple tasks. You want to use it for coding and you want to use it for general purpose instruction following. And another really good thing is this model is also multilingual. You want to ask a question in Spanish for it to write a computer program, you can do that with this model. So let's get deep into this video where we're going to learn about StarCoder Plus. We're going to learn about StarChat Beta. Then we're going to see a live demo of StarChat Beta. There is no hands-on in this video, but most likely in the next video, we'll learn how to load this model in Google Colab and then run it. To start with, this is available on Hugging Face Model Hub, and if you want to use this model, you need to agree to share contact information. No idea why they are doing it. They are still doing it, so let's accept it. You have to be logged in your Hugging Face account to do it. Agree and access repository. Once you click agree and access repository, then you can see the details about this model. So StarCoder Plus, they have an instruct fine-tuned model of StarCoder Plus, which is StarChat Beta. And if you see the model summary, this is a fine-tuned version of the base, the StarCoder base, which is on 600 billion tokens from English web data set, refined web. And this is supposed to be one of the holy grails of Falcon dataset or Falcon model, because this is completely new. It's not like the models that people were using before. So that's one great advantage now this model has got. This is combined with the StarCoder data from the stack. This is the data that they built before, and also the Wikipedia data. So it's a 15.5 billion parameter language model trained on English and 80 plus programming languages. That's amazing. The model uses multi-query attention, and it has got a context window of 88,000 tokens, and was also trained using fill in the middle objective. Now, what is the fill in the middle objective? Let's say you've got a sentence. Let's say one little coder is a really great slash dash. It's like you are trying to, it's not necessarily filling, right? Okay. One little coder is a dash YouTuber. So terrible YouTuber, good YouTuber, great YouTuber. That filling in the middle is what this model can do. And that is another good thing, because it's really important for a coding plugin. Imagine you have got a VS Code plugin. You've got a code above, you've got a code below. Let's say you start with the function name, then you started with an F string, and then you've got a return. And now you can fill in the middle with this model. So that's another great advantage of using this model. You've got a lot of different details here, and like you know, this is a raw model. It is not an instruction model, so you cannot give it instruction. You have to more use it like a next word prediction or fill in the middle. So if you want just next word prediction generation, you can use this code. If you want fill in the middle, you can use this format, which uses special tokens like prefix and suffix to get the things done. Again, we will have a separate hands-on video. We'll get into the details of this. And this also follows the very weird license agreement that's called OpenRail. It uses Big Code OpenRail MV1 license here. So that is all about this model. If you want to play with this model, there is actually Big Code Playground. You can go to the playground and then play with the model, and they've got a couple of examples there. You can use these examples. You can choose which model you want to use. StarCoder Plus, StarCoder Base, StarCoder, and you can see the details of these models and what these models are doing. If you pick from an example, like for example, you can say this is the example. The example is you have given this. This is the classical cross-validation or a test and train split in machine learning. And then you have given a command saying that train a logistic regression model, predict the labels on test set, and compute the accuracy score. Now what you're expecting to do this model to do is you're expecting for this model to complete after this. And you can see that it has done a pretty decent job. It has built logistic regression. It has done this stuff. It has done this. It has done this. And it also managed to predict. But now the problem comes in because now it assumes that there is another question and then it just goes on and goes on and goes on. You can see this thing. It has done a decent job. So I can say import pandas as PD, and I can go to the next line and then say, let's say f string, write a pandas code to read input CSV and visualize. I'm not sure how efficiently it will work like that because it's not an instruct fine tune model. That's why I'm trying to give like this. In df is equal to PD read underscore CSV. Let's see. I've just given this much code. I want to see how it works. Okay. It says read underscore CSV. It read iris. It's printing iris. I didn't ask you to print iris. And it is trying to import the libraries for visualization. NumPy, PyLab, Matplotlib inline. It didn't even import Matplotlib. Okay. And it's trying to plot. Okay. Somehow it's going in the right direction, to be honest. So this is how this model works. This is StarCoder Plus. Now we are going to jump into the next one, which is StarCoder Beta. So this, they had like a StarChat alpha version. This is StarChat beta version. So now StarChat is a series of language models that are trained to act as coding assistant or generally assistant. But particularly because this has a strong coding component in the data set, because 80 plus programming language, this can be a coding assistant. One interesting aspect of this model, when they fine-tuned this model, what they did is they took StarCoder Plus and they fine-tuned it on uncensored variant of OpenAI's Guanaco dataset. So they used uncensored variant of Open Assistant Guanaco dataset. So they found that by removing the inbuilt alignment of Open Assistant dataset, boosted the performance on Open LLM leaderboard. While this has nothing to do with this particular event, this has been an ongoing discussion in the research community that everything that we are doing in RLHF or alignment, how does it affect the model is something that people are still trying to figure out. And as you can see here, when they removed the alignment component, like when they tried to use the uncensored variant, it actually improved the model at coding task. It got a better score. So this is one of the things, like if you listen to Sam Altman in any of the interviews, one of the things Sam actually says is that we still do not completely understand what's going on within RLHF or what is happening in the model. And that's one important aspect for us to do better alignment. And better alignment doesn't mean always better scores. And this is a great example for that. You can check the open LLM leaderboard. If you go to Open LLM leaderboard, this is sorted by average. And if you go there, StarChat Beta is just next to newest Hermes, which is something that I wanted to cover for the last couple of days, but I couldn't. So StarChat Beta is somewhere at the top. So it's not like top, but it is good. And probably this is like one of the best coding models that are available in the leaderboard. So now about this model, this is a 16 billion parameter model. It's a GPU-like model fine-tuned on an uncensored variant of Open Assistant Guanaco dataset. It has English as a primary language plus 80 plus programming language, and it is fine-tuned from StarCoder Plus. The good thing is this model is likely to generate problematic text. Sorry, not a good thing. Bad thing is when prompted to do so should be only used for educational. And this is just like a disclaimer that they've added. So now going and seeing how to use it, you can directly use StarChat Beta as part of the Hugging Face text generation pipeline. And this is the template with which you have to use. Like I said, we are not going to do hands-on here. We'll definitely have a next video which has hands-on. The requirements are quite simple, and let's go and play with the StarChat Beta playground. By default, when you enter the playground, Hugging Face has decided that they want to store your prompt and generate a text for research purpose. If you want, you can opt out. It's personally your choice. And you can select the model, whether you want the alpha model or you want the StarChat Beta model. And what is the system prompt? You can also give a system prompt. You can ask it to be humorous. You can ask it to be a coding assistant. You can ask it to be whatever you want. So you can have this system prompt in place. I'm not going to give any system prompt. And there are a couple of examples that they've already given. Like for example, Write a function in JavaScript to reverse words in a given string. So one of the things that I asked yesterday to Google Bard in my video is that write a Python code to reverse the string India. Let's see how it does. So I wanted to write a Python code to reverse the string India. The output doesn't look correct, as you can see, but most likely the action would have been proper, let's say. So now let me ask one more question. I want to ask, write a regular expression in Python to extract AA123 BBB, extract the middle 123 from the string. You could write a regex like this. So ideally it is supposed to do the pattern matching for us, and this would not match, but only this. I didn't want this. Okay, cool. So finally we can ask this question, which is one of the examples that they've given. Give the following data. This is, as you can see, a dictionary. You could mentally imagine it's a pandas data frame. Name, 4 names are there, age, height. Can you plot one graph with 2 subplots as columns? Second one. Okay. Draw the graph in Seaborn talk mode. Okay. Let's see how it does. Sure. Here is the Seaborn visualization plot, and you got the plot. You got the plot. You got the subplot, and yeah, it says, I hope, let me know if there is any issue. So the way I see both StarCoder Plus and StarChat Beta is like a really good open source initiative to compete with, let's say, VS Code's coding assistant, the AI coding assistant GitHub Copilot that we have got. So this seems like a great opportunity for somebody to take this and then see how they can build their open source version of coding assistant, so that we don't have to send our data to, let's say, OpenAI server. We don't have to send our data to any server at all. One of the videos that we recently covered about having 5 million prompt tokens, even that company called Magic is focused on programmers as their primary target group. So it's quite obvious at this point that a lot of people are trying to improve programmers' productivity, because we have been always copying and pasting. We have been always going to Stack Overflow and all the other places and copying and pasting. I think people have figured out that now let's give an assistant, a chat-based assistant to programmers, and get tasks done. Like I said, this model also does simple English, not just program. So I can just go ask our classical question that we ask, write a joke on Elon Musk. This is one of the questions that I just keep on asking. Why is it a joke? Elon Musk was so poor when he grew up, his family to sell him local mafia. The family sold him to local mafia. He lived with them for several years until they realized what a genius he was. Then they decided to let him go and offered him a job working for them. However, instead of joining the mob, he took all their money and started his own company making rocket ships. What crap. I don't know. It sounds crap, but it is a joke. So yeah, this is StarChat Beta. In the next video, most likely we will have StarChat Beta in a Google Colab environment so that we can play with the model. And if you want to build a web application also, we can do it. All the links will be in the YouTube description. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, see you in another video. Happy prompting.